And welcome back to everyone to part 2 of What If Deku was the son of Lobo. So I'm late on this. It just because I found myself behind by by one video on Monday due to a personal issue that was resolved pretty quickly. I am behind, and I haven't been behind in a while, and I hate being behind. So here we are, which means you're going to get this today, and then you'll get part 3 tomorrow. But we left off with Midoriya basically now going into UA. Well, going into the entrance exam for UA. Now, just to recap real quick, Midoriya did not latch on to All Might in this version because Midoriya assumes he has a quirk. He doesn't, but he assumes he has a quirk. So he's actually been relatively powerful his whole life. Not anything amazing, but relatively powerful. And so, because of that, there was no incident with the sludge monster getting released, attacking Bakugo, him showing he was a hero, All Might having to push himself way beyond his limits. There was no issue with that at all, which is wonderful. Woohoo! But that does lead us into the entrance exam. And, Midoriya goes in there. And I still think he has the moment of, he's like, all right, I got it. It's like, crap. It's like, and obviously, Uraka, I was going to say Ochako, but it is Ochako. But Uraka gets like, oh, here you go. Are you okay? Didn't want you to fall on your wrist. Yeah, thanks. No problem. I'll see you in there. Yeah, bye. Holy crap, I talked to a girl. Now you might think, well, that's weird. Lobo has no problem talking to girls. And yeah, Lobo doesn't. Lobo's the main man. Lobo got Riz. That's not to say Deku might not have some of his own, but honestly, between his standoffish attitude and a little bit of his appearance, he probably hasn't been approached by any girls, probably, because technically speaking, he would be classified as a heteromorph, or basically where the physical appearance is changed, as opposed to looking like a normal individual. Someone like, though he's not a true heteromorph, obviously. First off, he's not anything. He doesn't have a quirk. But he's someone probably akin more to like Mina, Ashio, where she's not, her quirk is not a heteromorphic quirk, but it did result in, but for whatever reason, she has a mutated appearance. So while she herself is technically not a heteromorph, she does have like a byproduct of a heteromorph. What's the best way to put it? She's like because I imagine there's levels of heteromorphs out there. She's like an unintentional heteromorph. Like her quirk is not heteromorphic, but she does have a different appearance because of that. Regardless, Deku probably doesn't get a lot of interaction with girls, so he's like, hey, cool, all right, well, yeah, this is looking good. What are you doing here, loser? It's you, Kachan. What do you want? It's you, Kachan. What do you think? I'm here to apply. I gave you a warning. A warning not to try to attempt to get in. You're just gonna ruin everyone else's. You're just gonna ruin the vibe in here. It'd be embarrassment if someone like you got into UA. Well, then, if I fail, you get something else to laugh at me about. But if I pass, then you can just shut the hell up, can't you? And say, you little... And they're just squaring off with each other before they hear, like, the bells. Ida kind of, tells them, so you will be quiet right now. Be respectful. And you, stop muttering. You've been doing that the whole time. Which Midoriya is not doing that here. So, that being said, eventually the exams start. Midoriya's in his position. Ida does kind of give him a warning. It's like, you're the one who, you were the one who interrupted the exams earlier. You should have more respect. I will not allow you to disgrace this exam. Which, by the way, and that's not exactly what he said, but I'm glad Ida kind of improved in the series, because he was seriously a stick in the mud kind of guy. It's like, and by the way, what the fuck are you gonna do to prevent everyone from doing that, Ida? You are not that hot shit. Your quirk is not even that good. There are individuals way fast. Your attribute, the fact that you're fast. There are people faster than you in your own class before the end of the series. Midoriya obviously lost his quirk, but the point is there are people faster than you in your own class. So there are people who beat you at your own game. I'm not trying to get on Ida's case. Ida actually turned out to be, once you got around to the stain shit, Ida turned into a pretty cool character. But man, early Ida just kind of sucked a lot, didn't he? In my opinion. But then he got, his or what was it, overdrive? He managed to he learned how to put his engines in overdrive. So yeah. I wonder, do they say to get that you had to like pull out your own engines, let them regrow, grow back even stronger? I mean, in theory, he could just keep doing that to increase the power of his engines, I guess. But regardless, Midoriya's like, okay, look, it was an accident, all right? Just chill out. Chill out, maybe get the stick out of your ass. That way you won't trip when the bell goes. What did you? Bell started. Bye. And almost obviously Ida just what's it? Oh crap, he's fast. All right, I gotta find some robots fast, and he sees some robots. Unlike before, however, he actually does manage to get. It's because it's a freaking madhouse, that entire scenario. And he manages to break quite a few, like at least 4 or 5. It's like boom, boom. All right, at least got some points on board. Now let's. They hear the stomping. It's the 0-pointer. All right. It's like, well, there's no point in me trying to get in the way of this thing. And then he sees Ochaka's pens. Like, oh, it's that girl before. Oh, crap. And he just sees, it's like, she can't get out. And he just doesn't even think about it. Let's see what you got. And All Might recognizes it. It's that kid from before. Huh. Interesting. But he's trying to take on the 0-pointer on his own. How many people no one usually tries to take that thing on. And they're not. They're usually too preoccupied with with trying to pass. And boom! And Midoriya is really throwing his all in there. And remember, I calc him released right now. Maybe he's gotten a little stronger, training for a little bit. But I calc him right now because it's been actually about a year since that. We know it was about a year before the exams, so he's probably been working out training. So maybe he's a little stronger than Sugar Rush now. I don't know if there's a quirk user I can directly compare him to who's stronger than Sugar Rush, but not like super. You know what? He might be comparable to the guy that Kirishima fought during the Shibuya incident in Overhaul's hideout. That guy with the huge fist, he might be comparable to that guy. I imagine he's probably stronger than Sugar Rush because Kirishima and Sugar Rush aren't that dissimilar in strength. Sugar Rush, I think, is stronger just outright, but Kirishima's got the hardening factor too. But man, he's probably more around there. So he comes in just boom, and unfortunately, it's nowhere near enough to put the machine down, but it is enough to basically throw it off its balance. Like, damn, this thing's big. Boom, boom. Oh, and obviously it comes and just whacks him, and everyone's just like, ooh. Even Ochaka's like, oh god. Even Baku, who's probably past at this point, is now watching on the TV. It's like, he goes like, oh, yeah, serves him right, but ow. And Midoriya just like getting, I was like, oh crap. The machine's kind of is off balance. Like, he's off balance, and he sees maybe like not a chain. Maybe he sees something, or maybe he sees some chains. It's like, wait, I got an idea. I just rushed it, and it's trying to get back up, and Midoriya, boom, hits it again from below. He's able to grab the chain around the leg, or maybe he wraps it, manages to get it around the neck, just boom, brings it down, just. And it's like, it's still not destroyed, but it can't get up. It's damaged up. It can't move. Like, it's like, it's like, Midoriya just like, and like his arm's broken. Like, he was probably just like fighting through the pain. And like I said, he can pretty much heal anything except like a headshot and like destroying his heart. And even then, destroying his heart, and theoretically he could survive it if, he's got enough like life support. He can regenerate it. Assuming there's enough there. Like, if he just had the heart itself, like, stabbed or, like, cut, that he might be able to repair. But if he, like, has it completely removed, unless he's kept on some life support to keep his blood going, he would die. But here, it's like, his arm's already just... It still takes, like, a little bit for, like, major wounds to heal. But it was probably already healing as he was doing the fighting. He probably unconsciously snapped it back in. And Hiroki's like, your arm! Oh, sorry about that. Oh, yeah! He's probably even like getting kind of not high off it, but like, Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a wake up shot for you. That kind of mentality. Because I'm kind of like that in the morning when I get like crack my neck a little bit, and I get that really good one where I feel it kind of like permeate my neck. I'm just like, there's the wake up shot. It's like, oh hey, you okay? I never did get your name. I'm Izuku Midoriya. It's like, or Rocco Ochako, or Ochako Uraraka. It's like, thanks for helping me not fall ice. Thanks for getting me out from underneath this. Yeah, he like lifts it up, just. And then a recovery girl comes in. It's like, oh, let's see about the wounded now. My, that was quite heroic, young man. Oh, well, thanks. Here you go. Your arm's still healed. Oh, yeah, don't worry. I'll heal in a couple minutes. Well, let me speed that up. Huh? Oh, wow, cool. Thank you. Here's some candy. It's like, and he kind of walks at Ochako, just like, he's smiling at her. He's got like a combination of Lobo's like, like, hey, baby, and more like that just natural, like, charisma that surprisingly Deku does have. It's that more innocent style, so it's more like that, and, Uraraka maybe even has a little blush on her face, like, he's really cool. And so Midoriya, thinks about it, though, after the fact. And he's waiting the weeks to get his results. He's working out and all that, make sure he can keep his strength up. And it comes in, and he goes into his room, and he has to think, like, man, if I think about it, I didn't get a lot of those robots. I maybe got 12 points. Oh crap! And so he just when I am here, welcome. This is for all you UA residents, and particularly for you, Izuku Midoriya boy. Midoriya boy, a Kaiba boy, a Midoriya boy. But so yes, when it came to the bots, you scored only about a 15. Sadly, is not enough. But what was not known is we weren't scoring solely because of that. You went out of your way to save that girl, even though it served you no other purpose than to help her. There was no points involved, and you did it without hesitation. We were grading not solely on the others, but the ability to rescue. So 60 points are awarded to you. Welcome to your Hero Academia. I'll be keeping an eye on you, Midoriya boy. Which, should know, I did say that theoretically he should be giving his quirk to Mirio. I have had somewhat conflicting responses to that. Not to say he wouldn't do it. It's the fact that I've heard some people say that he was going to, like I said he was. Other people say that no, he wasn't, that Night Eye was trading him for Take One for All, and that All Might wouldn't have done it. So I need to reread that part of the series, not this time or next time, but when we get to that, in order for me to interpret what I think is the right call would be. Because he certainly wouldn't have done it probably within the next year, because he was going to look for a proper successor. So it wouldn't have happened within that year, certainly. However, seeing Midoriya now, he's like, this could be interesting. And so, obviously, Midoriya gets in the UA. He's Uraraka again, sees Bakugo and him in our same class. They both give a glare, but whatever. And, all right, my name is Aizawa, and I'm going to be a professor. Or your homeroom teacher. And so they go out on the obstacle course, the training area, to use their quirks and their fitness test. Now, Midoriya's probably been smart enough to keep a portion of his power, a check, like never been going all out, say, in sports, because it's one of those things where he doesn't have a quirk. It's just his natural physicality. So he's always maybe held a little back. But that being said, if he's going all out, his results probably aren't that much better. Like if he does the, the 7-meter dash or whatever meter dash, and let's say 10 seconds. I'm just using an arbitrary number, by the way. He's doing it in 8. So everything is improved, but it's just not huge. Unlike before, though, Aizawa doesn't try to cancel his quirk because there's no point to it, and Bakugo really doesn't get on his case here. Where he does get on his case, though, is obviously in the next training, I can never remember, the joint hero training, I guess it's called, where the villain in training scenario, where him and Uraraka get teamed up with each other, and Bakugo and Ida. Now, his outfit, we know the original Deku idolized All Might, which is why his outfit technically looks a bit like his. because of the ears, looks like his hair, and his face mask looks like his teeth. I actually like the metal one a lot more, and so I think Midoriya's is probably less greenish, although it maybe matches his hair a little bit. It probably looks mostly like this, but maybe the white is replaced with black instead, just to have a bit of a cooler edge. And I have a feeling he does not have the mask on him, or the headpiece. So, yeah. That being said, they go in there, like, okay, what are we going to do? Well, Baku's probably going to try to come at me from the get. So if he does, you go straight for Ida, you don't stop. I'll keep him busy. And I was like, well, what is it with you two? Let's just say me and him have some bad blood. He doesn't like me, and I can't say I'm the biggest fan of him either. It's been like that for the longest time, ever since he got his quirk. He always thought he was better than everyone. I never cared. He was my friend. We just liked hanging out, but he always had this superiority complex. Now these days I can't stand it. If I get a chance to put him in his place, I'm gonna do it. And then they're walking, and obviously Baku comes in. Yeah, it's like Uraraka, move! It's just obviously Deku gets hit square on, because even though he's probably trained to dodge the best he can, he also knows he can take a hit. So he's damn you, Baku goes, come Midoriya. Midoriya, I've waited a long time for this. I get to beat you, and it's perfectly legal. It's perfectly legal by the school's rules. And then obviously he does still the same thing where he catches Baku. He just kind of puts him onto the ground. I've had enough of this crap, Baku. Ever since we were little, you always thought you were better than people. It's time for you to eat a slice of humble pie. And by that, mean my fist. Go, Uraraka! And he just kind of goes, and Baku has to kind of jump up using explosion. And just, Midoriya nearly cracks the ground. It cracks the ground a little bit, but he wouldn't have killed Baku. And him and Baku are now actually just going straight out. Now, here is a difference where Midoriya is not afraid of Bakugo. Physically, he's straight out better than Bakugo. Bakugo doesn't like that. But Bakugo's quirk gives him an edge over Midoriya because he has projectiles. So then duking it out, he also gets the capture chain of bombs. Bakugo still manages to get out of the way, blasts him in the face. It's like, man, and everyone's watching, just looking on like, man, he's really going into Midoriya. They apparently have a history, those two. But man, I don't know if Midoriya can handle it. And Midoriya's like, his face is actually burnt up pretty bad. But they even see his face. He's got a regeneration quirk along with that? What the? His quirk allows him to regenerate too? You see, the beauty is I know what you can handle, Deku. So I can just wail on you as hard as I want. I know you'll bounce back eventually. And Midoriya just crushes. You're right. The difference, and you're right. That is, you do know me pretty well, and I know you can't. And I know you're nowhere near as durable. He just checks him with his knee. Kind of goes skipping. Catch someone explosion. You. And they're kind of still clashing. Meanwhile, Deku finally decides to get some distance. She's like, what are you doing? Running away? Come back. Sounding a little bit like Gara right now. Come back here, Midoriya. And meanwhile, Deku, she's like, he's catching his breath a little bit, like regenerate. It still hurts with all the damage he's taking. Just, man, he may not be able to may not be able to hit me with a hook, but damn it, those explosions hurt. I'm gonna have to do something. Midoriya. Yeah. Well, it looks like you got me. Yeah, and they have a moment similar to the original, but instead of you're the one I admire, it's like, you know what? I looked up to you. I looked up to you. You never had people look at you saying, "What's wrong with that kid?" You were always doing, and you were always so confident. I looked up to you back then, but then you just changed. You thought everything had to be about you. The world was just about you. I can't stand that. So I'm going to be the hero you can never be. I'm going to be the hero who treats everyone the same, no matter what. That attitude, I hate that about you, Midoriya. You know how my quirk works, right? My palms are creating nitroglycerin-like substance through my sweat glands. If they design these things the way that my specifications, they've been storing it this whole time. And just, watch that. It's like, Baku, you're going to kill him. He'll be fine as long as it's not a direct hit, right? Boom! He blows up. Midoriya does get less than a direct hit, but more than just a glance. And he gets flipped. He just, he's like, oh, that hurt. And his arm, like the flesh on his arm is just frankly gone right now. Just, it's like, Baku, And relax. I've grown up with this loser. He'll be able to grow. He'll be able to grow the flesh back on his arm in a little while. Not that I'm going to give you enough time to form a counterattack, Midoriya. That's a stupid Midoriya. Do that, or Bakugo, do that again. You are disqualified. It's a stupid movie, whether you're a villain or a hero. And Midoriya's like, I've had enough of this. He's like, I'm gonna come at you with everything I got. Bring it on, loser! And then Deku actually fakes a hit. He basically just he takes it full front. Got you! Huh? He just grabs onto him. What? And then Bakugo actually feels his arm being pulled. Like, and finally, he actually pops it. Like the force of it actually pops his arm out. And all of a sudden, Bakugo's like, he knew I'd attack that way. Yeah, he did it on purpose. It's just finally just boom. Just knocks him out cold. He gets a little bit more of the capture. Captured. Uraraka, hang on, Uraraka, I'm coming. That's it. Come on, heal already. Heal. Finally, like his body's mostly healed by the time he gets up there, and and then finally Uraraka is just distracting Ida, and finally Midoriya's just like, bung, we win. It's like, the weapon. And so who can tell me what they did about what I think he asked what they thought of the fight. It's like, well, Midoriya is actually a really good strategist. He capitalized on what he knew Bakugo knew about him. And even though he didn't have a proper counter to his quirk, he knew his body could handle the damage. So he allowed himself to be hit just enough so he could grab on the Bakugo and make sure Bakugo wouldn't be able to leave before he could get a knockout blow on him. Then he quickly made sure that he was out of commission with the eliminated with the capture tape, and quickly went to aid Uraraka despite his condition. While it might have been a little reckless, he certainly proved his worth. Yes, definitely. I would have also said they're being a little too serious, but whatever. And so it ends with Bakugo just looking on to Deku after he wakes up. In fact, he's probably out in a stretcher, just like, yo, Deku! And so Deku, meets up with him after, and is like, I just not only did I lose to you, but I realized I'm not even good enough to beat that icy. I can't remember, icy hot guy. I can't remember how he called Shoto back in the day. And so I was like, this is just save your victory. This is the last one you're gonna get. And so he hops off. Otherwise, before we go to the USJ, which I believe is where the League of Villains showed up. The only thing that would happen to Slice of Life is Midoriya definitely doesn't want to be class president. He was like, why are you voting for me, guys? You have a clean intellect despite your attitude. It's like, you just need to clean that up. Yeah, but what if I don't want to clean it up? I mean, yeah, you say I've got theoretically the makings to be president, but I don't want to be president. It's like, nonsense, Midoriya. All right. And it would still result in Ida being president. So ultimately, that's where we're going to leave part 2. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to record one more what if, and then I've got 2 what ifs, and a Pokemon video to pre-record tomorrow. Hey. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.